What's going on, folks? It is 2023 bow season opening day, September 30th, and I'm picking up my cousin. We're about to hit the woods for the first time this year. I'm going to try to double up today and see if we can't get a doe on the ground. I've been feeding some does at my relative's land, and there's a nice little buck there, but he needs to grow a little bit before we shoot him. But we're going to try our luck this evening and see what's up. Kind of doing a little practice run on our new gear and everything, and kind of just knocking off the rust, seeing if we can't put a doe on the ground before we chase a big buck this year. Alright guys, it's October 6th, 2023. We're out here deer hunting. This is Okie Allen's very first deer hunt. And we're sitting in the blind, waiting on a deer. Do you want to say anything? Say, this is my first deer hunt. What are we going to do?
Daddy.
Say it. We're going to shoot one. We're going to shoot a deer. We gotta stay quiet, so the deer don't know we're here. You know, give him a thumbs up. Alright folks, we are very close to this bedding, so I have to be really quiet. Hopefully you can hear me over the raindrops hitting these leaves. We've got a little bit of rain coming, but it just dropped a few drops and it's sunny again. But I think there's some more coming, but we're up here for the evening. It's like 3:45 or something like that, maybe even earlier. I want to show you guys the setup a little bit. So up here is a high wall. So I think these deer work out from up this bedding area up here, and they work that high wall, or they'll drop down right here, and they'll go into this big ditch right here, which it comes down behind me also. They come work down off of that ridge. So basically this is a big funnel in between these two ridge tops. just smoked a coyote 5 yards from the stand. It's the first coyote I've ever killed. First one I've ever really seen in the woods. Good morning, folks. It's October 11th, 2023, and bow season is just starting to get good. We had some frost for the first time this year this morning, and I'm not in the woods right now. Didn't have anything preset, so I didn't want to go in and bump a bunch of stuff around trying to set up in the dark. So not that brave. I got some big bucks I'm after, so I want to take it very slow and precautious, but I also want to take advantage of my opportunities. So I took a little vacation day this morning from work, and I want to kind of scout around at this secondary spot. Last year it was pretty tore up during the rut, and I ended up rattling a pretty nice deer in that got my wind and kind of took off. But I could tell the sign that was in there last year when it was all tore up was definitely some pre-rut sign. So I'm going to try to get in there and at least pop up a camera today. If it looks good, I might hunt it. I got my stand and everything with me, so it won't take much time to run up back to the truck and grab the stand to set up. So we're going to try to get in here and see what's up. If it's no good, we'll go to the other spot, which I don't think we're going to have any problems out here. So we'll see you in the woods. All right, folks. And finally pop this camera up and talk to you guys about what's going on. So I got out here, and there's a sign saying that this area is closed until October 31st for hunting. So that's kind of a bummer, but that doesn't mean we can't pop a camera up here and see what's running around out here. So that's what we're going to do. I don't have any weapon with me, so I don't think I can get in trouble for popping up cameras. So I want to try to find some sign and see what's here. Hopefully I don't bugger anything out of here, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Kind of show you guys what I've got going on here. This is basically, it's a big point that comes off here. This swamp up here. Well, there's a creek that runs this bottom here. This swamp's kind of over here. There's a big patch of hardwoods here. Big patch of hardwoods there. And over there. And the creek runs this big bottom all the way into that swamp over here. Last year I rattled a really good buck in. He ended up getting the wind, but it was pretty intense. This place was all tore up last year, so we'll see what's new this year. It's about 60 degrees now and almost 1 o'clock in the evening. First spot was a bust this morning. I wasn't really planning on hunting it too much. I was just going to kind of scout around. But it's closed till November 1st, so I'm going to stay out of there. I did drop a camera in there though, and hopefully it sends me pictures. I'm not sure because the cell phone signal wasn't great. But I know the antennas on the cell cams are better than the actual cell phone itself. And I know only that has to have signal. Anyway, if it don't, I know it's going to take pictures on the SD card. I'll be back in there in November if I don't get a buck. And if I do, then I might just leave it hanging out there and see what's up with it. But anyway, we're going for round 2 today. And I'm going to try to set up in the spot where I killed the coyote. And hopefully that didn't booger too many deer up with the blood being everywhere and the smell of a coyote laying. So, I don't know. We'll see. I have a good feeling about today, but we'll find out. Alright folks, we're officially on the way to the spot. It's a little after 1 o'clock. Hoping to get set up by like 2:30, 3 o'clock and sit the rest of the evening out. We still got some light drizzle going on right now, but not necessarily afraid of it. I got some waterproof gear, everything except the camera. At least one of my cameras. GoPros are still waterproof, so should be able to film a little bit, as much as I can. Hopefully it doesn't get much heavier rain than this, which I don't think it's going to, but it's Ohio. It could snow tonight for all I know. But we are on our way to Jesse Owens State Park. On the way here the other day when I took my son fishing here, there was a ton of out-of-state hunters, and in town, McConnellsville, I also saw a bunch of out-of-state tags, so I know there's not that many out-of-state family visiting this time of year. So I want to go ahead and guess that those four-wheelers and e-bikes were on the back were probably to get to their hunting spots and to drag the deer out. So we're going to try to dodge some people today here on some public land, hoping and praying that nobody's touching this little spot, which I don't believe there is. There's fresh sign back here, so regardless, I think we're going to find a decent little spot to sit for the evening at least. If it's garbage, then I'll probably pull my set down and try to find something else. But if it's good, I might leave it hanging and come back again Tuesday, because we got some high pressure sunny days coming, and I know those bucks like to get up and move and cruise around those type of days, especially in the mornings. But today, glad we got a little bit of rain and everything's nice and wet, because we'll be able to get in here nice and quiet and scent free for the most part. But we'll see what happens today. I'm pretty excited for the spot, honestly, because I saw two fairly nice bucks in the summertime. Hopefully they're still around and they live out here. So we'll see you here in about 20 minutes in my time. Just a little transition for you guys. On the outside of this bedding, and it works all the way down into this. And there's a big tunnel that goes out here. And there's a big tunnel that goes on this side, coming off of this finger, where it looks like there's a bunch of hardwoods up here too. And then it leads down into this thicker bedding stuff. And there's a bunch of crossing trails that come across here. It's a little pinch point. My wind is blowing across back into this little pond. It's killing me not to be fishing it right now, but we're here for other business. So, like I said, back in the summer I saw two fairly nice bucks in velvet, and they were just kind of down here by the pond getting some water. When I bumped them, they didn't really spook off. They kind of hung around back here. Then they finally worked up into that thick stuff. And truthfully, I'm hunting this tree here because there's not many options otherwise. Man, it smells like deer in here really bad. I can smell a buck. I can smell Starsville Clan. Like now the wind's blowing and I'm sitting up here, that's all I can smell. What I've noticed is all these little yellow trees. I mean, they're about 2 foot in diameter, some of them, but they're real bushy, and they hold a little canopy up underneath of them. sketched out on this right side, but hopefully if anything comes down this way, I'll be ready for it anyway. Not have to move too much, but we'll see. Should be a good evening. Alright, good morning folks. It's October 29th. I want to give you guys a little update on my 2023 bow season. I've been on some deer, honestly. Like, I'm seeing plenty of deer, plenty of sign, just haven't connected on a decent shooter buck, which, you know, that's not the name of the game for me necessarily. I would like to get some meat in the freezer first priority, but I would love to kill a buck as well. It's been one full season since I've killed one, so I would like to kill a buck this year. Last season I put a lot of time into some public land, and it's starting to pay off this year because I have some good intel already for this time of year. Last season I was kind of everywhere, just overwhelmed with trying to find out where to hunt and when to hunt it. But this year I kind of have an idea where I want to go and when I want to be there, so it makes it a little bit easier, but not necessarily, because in the one spot these deer are moving around a little bit, and it's not exactly the same as it was last year, just like it is every year. This season it's a lot colder, a lot earlier, so these deer are definitely starting to get into the rut zone this late October. Pre-rut is definitely happening right now. We got some chasing going on, and the younger bucks have been bumping does for a couple weeks now. I saw some mature bucks chasing around as well, so that means it's a good time to be in the woods. This morning we got a bunch of rain. Last night we had a bunch of rain. Yesterday, the day before, so it's getting into that rainy October type of time of year. So I think what we're going to do today is go to a newer spot that I wanted to scout. I do some fishing out there, and in the summertime I saw 2 or 3 nice bucks in velvet. So I want to kind of mess around out there, see what's out there. When I was out there the other day with my son fishing, we saw a fresh scrape on the way out, so that means there's a buck in the area. So maybe after this rain calms down about 2 o'clock, I'm going to sneak out there and maybe pop a stand up or hunt off the ground. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're going to grab some coffee and some breakfast, go back, do a little editing, and then we're going to head out to a new spot. So stick with us. Maybe we'll have a buck on the ground this evening. Alright folks, back at it again. It's October 29th, and we're walking back in here to this public land spot that I hunted yesterday. I had a buck come right through, just like I wrote it in the book, and he come across to about 60 yards. He's a little too far away to shoot, but at the same time, it was nice to see a buck do what I thought they would do and come right out in front of me. I'm thinking that a more mature buck would probably just roll right through where I was, just because it's easier. And I also am anticipating a pretty good buck out here. I want to give this a couple sits. It's going to be nice to get a couple extra sits out of this, because it's been raining so hard, and my scent is kind of being washed away every time I hunt. At least that's what I hope. But this is day 2 out here. I want to see what's up tonight. Saw a lot of deer in here on my way in yesterday. I kicked up a doe like right before I kind of cut across this field, and she about ran me over. I don't know if she didn't know where I was at or what, but she jumped up and started running right at me, and then made a freaking 90-degree turn when she saw me. But we're going to creep down this road. Really quiet access. There's no leaves or anything like that. It's just pretty much an open road. And then you gotta cut across this pasture field. right up against the thicket on the pasture field. Hoping these bucks cut across that field and try to catch any scent that's blowing down this funnel. And so far, my prediction was right, at least for that buck. And yeah, I think it's going to be a decent little spot. Hopefully I can trick one into coming out and give me a shot at him. But we're just about there. So we'll probably see it in the stand. It's raining pretty good. It's been raining all day. It's supposed to stop this evening, but it also said it was supposed to stop already. And it just keeps pushing it on, but I think it is slowing down. It doesn't seem to be raining now. The wind is mediocre right now where I'm at, but I think once I get down in this funnel, it's going to go directly where it was yesterday, because the lay of the land seems to push all the wind down the funnel and over this pond. So hopefully nothing comes in behind me. I was kind of getting scared of that yesterday, but I don't know. I had a doe or something blowing behind me, but she or he blew a fairly good amount of times, so something definitely got behind me, but we'll see if that happens today. I'm gonna creep in here as quiet as possible. I'm gonna try to stay dry and stay warm. There she is. This little pinch point. There's a bunch of traffic coming down through here. A bunch of bedding. Looks like a small scrape right there, but I'm not sure. That buck cut across about 30 yards that way. So he was about 50 yards in front of me from the stand. We're up in the tree. It was a pretty clean entrance until I was climbing up and my freaking tote rope got stuck on my camera arm trying to climb up. But we got up here, went too loud, so gonna wait out the evening. It's 1:45. Got 4 hours, so hopefully this rain lets up. Right now it seems to be pretty moderate, just like it has been all day, so it's not the greatest scenario, but these deer should be moving. But I can't get the big camera out until this rain quits. So we're just rocking the GoPro. We'll see what happens, I guess. So a few days ago, we had to put my hound dog down, old Lulu. I miss you, girl. It sucks. I've had her since I was a sophomore in high school, and she was 11 years old when she had finally got cancer really bad, and she had blood in her lungs. That was the best decision to put her out of her misery. But I just wanted to take a little time to think about my old hound dog. I love you very much, Lulu girl. This hunt's for you, baby girl. I won't miss you. She's up there in heaven, probably chasing rabbits for the Lord. Just a good old beagle hound, pretty girl. Love you, Lily.